Good afternoon and welcome to SportsCentre. I'm Matt Antonio, joined by Jess Osterhan. And interesting Monday night matchup. It was supposed to be a good one, but ended up in a bit of a blowout.
I was really looking forward to it, but it was over pretty quickly, let's be fair.
It was. And what was also over pretty quickly was probably the Toronto Raptors playoff hopes. Lots of talk been swirling around the Raptors lately, from trade rumors regarding Andrea Bargnani to the possible firing of head coach Dwayne Casey. I'd imagine the best thing to do to get your mind off the rumors is to keep your mind on basketball. But that's tough to do when you failed to win one game this month, and they were in Portland last night. Toronto has lost a league-high 13 games on the road this season. Opening moments, Kyle Lowry, collision. He grasps his left arm. Bad news for the Raptors. And later, Andrea Bargnani charged with the offensive foul, but he had to leave with an elbow injury. X-rays on that came back negative. Move to the second quarter. Roland Smith blows by Lowry, sends it up to Myers, and the Blazers lead. Then Ed Davis deflects the Claver pass and sends it to DeMar DeRozan, who throws it down. One of the few highlights for the Raptors on the evening, and two of his team-high 20 points. In the fourth, bad news for the Raps. Lowry leaves the game with that shoulder injury that he suffered in the first. LaMarcus Aldridge takes advantage, lays up 2 of his game-high 30. Some frustration setting in for the Raptors after a free throw. Amir Johnson tries to grab the ball from the ref for some reason, says some words, and then gets teed up and tossed. He is angry at the official, throws the mouth guard with great aim, and hits the official. He'll likely be suspended. Despite having the lead, Portland won an NBA record 0 for 20 from beyond the arc, which is an NBA record for most attempts without hitting a three-pointer. They still win by 18, handing Toronto their 10th loss in the last 11 games, 92-74 the final. Amir Johnson spoke after the game about the dust-up with his referee and offered few excuses.
I really wanted to know what happened, but nothing was said, and I lost my cool right there. So like I said, I never had any problems all the 8 years I've been in the league. I never really argued with a ref or did anything wrong, and from there I just lost my cool.
There is no doubt that the Toronto Raptors are struggling. They're the first team to reach that coveted 18-loss mark and remain a ball club with a lot of questions. Here's CSM's Riley Ogden with more on the Raptors as they turn the page to the second quarter of their season. Kansas City fans haven't exactly been getting the royal treatment lately. The team boasted the worst player in baseball last year and hasn't had a winning record since 2003. But due to a big offseason acquisition, the Royals could actually compete this year. Lily Wang reports. It's been a pretty big week for Miami Heat superstar LeBron James. He was named Sports Illustrated Man of the Year and took a page out of my book with an extended post-game workout after getting whipped by the Knicks a few games back. After righting the ship against New Orleans on Saturday, the King and his royal court were looking to keep things rolling against the Southeast Division leading Atlanta Hawks. Early on, the veteran Ray Allen makes a great play to keep the ball in bounds, sends it to Norris Cole, who gives it to LeBron, and he slams it home. Second quarter, LeBron still at it with the putback. That's a monster putback. 2 of his 16 in the half, 44-41 Heat. Hawks have been playing well of late, and we're keeping this one close to Sean Stevenson with the 3, giving the Hawks a 54-53 lead. A star-studded cast taking this one in. Floyd Mayweather and Jay-Z and Beyonce as well. Al Horford puts it down in the third quarter, giving the Hawks the lead again. Then LeBron hooking up with Wade for the layup, and then LeBron does it himself. 2 of his team-high 27. Moments later, Heat keep the ball in. Norris Cole once again sends it to LeBron, and once again he slams it home. Sets a franchise record with 24 straight games with more than 20 points. He'd take it, 101-92. The sport of boxing has gone through a steady decline over the past decade. However, everyone was talking about the Pacquiao-Marquez fight over the weekend. Was this the end of the rivalry or just another chapter? Mario Herc has more in this report. Here's what you need to know from the world of football. The Edmonton Eskimos introduced Ed Hervey as their new general manager yesterday. The former Edmonton wide receiver and two-time Grey Cup champion has spent the past 4 years as the team's head scout. Hervey replaces Eric Tillman after 2 years. He was fired on November 3rd, a week before the Eskimos lost to the Argos in the Eastern semifinal.
Turn away if you're squeamish on this one. Robert Griffin III suffered a grade 1 LCL sprain in Sunday's game against the Ravens. Head coach Mike Shanahan said there is no structural damage to Griffin's knee and did not rule him out for the game against Cleveland.
Another banged-up QB, Jay Cutler, says he expects to be ready for this weekend's game against the rival Packers. Cutler left Sunday's game against the Minnesota Vikings after sustaining a neck injury.
And Cowboys receiver Dez Bryant suffered a fractured left index finger on Sunday against the Bengals. Bryant will miss the remainder of this season.
And sticking with football, former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue announced today that he is vacating the discipline for all 4 suspended players in the New Orleans Saints bounty case. So no suspensions remaining for those 4 players, but the suspension remains for head coach Sean Payton.
Oh, well, it's good news for the Saints regardless. They're happy to have them back. But we'll figure out more about those suspensions or lack of later this week.
That's it for us.